Hi, welcome to the Crafts channel. My name's Corinne Brad, and today I want to show you a simple project that's invaluable if you're going away on holiday, whether you're in a hotel or you're camping. It's a covered coat hanger which also acts as a keep-safe place with pockets at the front. So if you don't have a safe in your hotel, if you're camping, if you're just staying at a friend's house and you want somewhere to pop things without losing them or without the risk of them being stolen, you can pop them in your coat hanger, and then when you've hung your clothes over the top of them, it's unlikely that a thief would find them. Or also it's just unlikely that you'd lose it in the wardrobe. If you've got a belt that goes with, or a pair of earrings or something that goes with a particular outfit, it's nice to keep everything together. So we will provide you with a template in the description below. I'll just pop them there. And there's two simple parts, the back area and the top cover. And what I suggest you do to save on fabric, because these are similar angles, cut these out together. So you want a piece of fabric or a couple of pieces of fabric that are about 33 centimetres wide by 48 centimetres long. I've folded each one of these in half and then pinned them along the folded edge, and quite simply I've drawn around the top part and the lower part, and I'm just going to cut them out with a pair of scissors, and I'm going to add my 5mm seam allowance as I do so. There you go. Now for the main body of your coat hanger safe, the only bits you need to sew to start with are, or is, this top flat part. And the reason you need to stitch that is this is going to form the hole where the top of the coat hanger comes out. It's the part that will probably have the most wear on it, and you really don't want it to keep fraying. So we're just going to sew it like this, right sides together, and then turn back out, and then just line up the fabric, which should be a perfect match because you've cut the two pieces together. In reality, it's not always a perfect match. Don't ask me why. Sometimes it doesn't matter how careful I am, it still doesn't fit exactly. But it's close enough, and you have a nice hemmed edge at the top. Pop that here. For the second piece of the fabric, which forms the cover over the coat hanger, you need to again fold that piece, sorry, not fold that piece, sew that piece along the top because it forms the other edge of the hole. And you also want to sew all the way along this lower line. So let's just pin it. And this is what I mean about things not being the same size even though you've cut them together. Because obviously that piece of fabric is larger than the other. I don't know why. One of the mysteries of the universe. But don't worry, as long as you work towards the shorter piece of fabric each time, you can just cut the excess off. So sew all the way along this bottom edge. And then the before you turn it right sides out, again, just sew across the top hole part there. And then just turn it right sides out. And also for neatness, what I'm going to do is just roll this seam and top stitch. Ideally you would press this seam before you top stitch it, but you know me, I like to try and get these videos done as quickly as possible, because you've all got busy lifestyles, you've all got something that perhaps needs to be done rather than watching a 3-hour-long demonstration video. And also it's quite nice to be able to show people how quickly a project can come together in real time. There's nothing worse than watching a 15-minute video that actually then takes you 3 weeks to complete. So I've pinned that, and now I'm just going to top stitch it to neaten it. There you go. So that's the top part of your coat hanger that will fit on the top part of your main body. Where's the pockets, I hear you ask? The pockets are made quite simply from 3 pieces of fabric that are 15 centimetres by 11.5 centimetres. Again, we shall provide you with a template. And I've got some nice tropical prints here. And if you sew them together into a strip of 3, again placing them right sides together as you usually would, and 1, and that's the second one. Open them out. Let's have them this way. And then you cut a rectangle of fabric that is, well, this is larger than that, but that will cover, or will work out the same size. I tend to leave this as the last step, cutting the length of this strip of fabric. It's still 11.5 centimetres deep, but it's slightly longer than you actually need, because depending on your seam allowances, depending on the finished size of the width of your fabric, you don't need to cut it off until it's been stitched in place. But it will be, once it's finished, it will be about 43, 44 centimetres long. And then we just sew these 2 pieces right sides together at the top, because these will form the pockets. Open it out. And then just top stitch again to keep a nice crisp edge on this. I'm not even going to bother pinning it this time. That's how slapdash I am. you go. Something sounded like it was catching up in my machine there just for a minute, so I've not killed it yet, so that's fine. And now you can cut this piece of backing fabric down to the correct size. So you have your main base, your top part, and your pockets. So what we'll do is we need to sew these together, but obviously not right sides out. You need to sew them right sides together. So we'll slip that at the back here, that at the back here, and turn them all out, turn them all out, turn them all over. And I suggest you pin your pocket line in place first of all. And what you want to do is you want to sew it together with a generous 5 centimetre seam allowance, not that generous, a generous 5mm seam allowance. And what I would normally do then afterwards is run a zigzag stitch all the way around it. But I shan't be doing that today because again it's one of those time consuming things. If you've got a sewing machine, you know how a zigzag stitch works. It just tidies up all those loose ends. And always make sure you pin your fabric so that all of the layers are included in that 5mm seam allowance. Where I haven't pressed this pocket, I have discovered that my lining is a lot longer than my inner. So just to make sure I don't forget that, I'm just going to cut that excess bit of fabric off. And then again, we'll pin the top in place. And what you need to do first of all is you need to line up those two hemmed holes, as it were, and put a couple of pins in on either side to remember not to sew that piece. And then we're just going to pin down, again, checking that all the layers of fabric, or the smallest layer of fabric, lines up. Now for some peculiar reason, and I don't know why, because I'm pretty sure I measured these quite accurately when I cut out these pieces in preparation, nothing is the size that it should be. But we all have days like that. My figure isn't the size that it should be. Why should my coat hanger safe be any different? The great thing about cotton fabric is it's very forgiving, and even if things are slightly out, it will stretch to accommodate it. So, excuse me, I'm just going to sew around here from the top of the coat hanger safe, so where you've got that hole for the hanger, all the way around. Remembering to take out the hidden pin that I'd previously put in. and back to the other side of the hole. So I'm just going to neaten up these seam allowances and turn this inside out. So we'll turn it the right way out, like so. Let's just turn out these points. If you turn out points with your scissors, don't be tempted to open the blade of your scissors to turn it out with, because chances are you'll actually go through the fabric. Never good. Turn it out like this, and then to create the individual pockets on the bottom or along the bottom of your coat hanger safe, just pin this bottom flap flat, and then just top stitch along the seam lines where you join the fabric in the first place. Like so. Just cut away those odd bits of thread, and then the moment of reckoning comes. I just double check that your chosen coat hanger, these are my nice wire copper coat hangers, will fit in the hole. Oh, look at that. A perfect fit. And of course what you can do is, if you've got larger things that you want to put in there, you can make the bottom of this bag and the pockets deeper. So, you know, you could even put quite a deep one and have 9 pockets and put all kinds of things in there just to use it as camping storage. So there you go, another very easy project, very useful project. Hope you enjoy making them, hope you make some use of them, and we hope you come and see us again very soon. Thanks for watching. If you've been inspired to create, please share your makes with us in the comments section below. And if you've enjoyed videos by the Crafts channel, hit the like button.